Hey, what's up everyone, my name's Martin and today we're going to install a Super Extreme sump guard. Now the sump guard is a well overdue upgrade for the Forester. It's an absolutely essential piece of protective equipment for the undercarriage of your car, as the sump on the Subarus is particularly vulnerable in off-road applications. And this sump guard will protect it very nicely. Now this particular sump guard is a Super Extreme sump guard built for the 03 to 05 Foresters. It's a cast aluminium sump guard that's at least 5mm thick, with heaps of extra bracing integrated into the design, making it super durable. Now when I've looked at pictures of these sump guards online, I actually thought they looked quite thin, but seeing it in person, it's actually quite a thick sump guard and it'll definitely do the job protecting the underside of my engine. Now this should be a very quick installation, however I am running UEL headers. For those who don't know, that's unequal length headers, and that gives the Subaru its classic rumble. Now because of these aftermarket headers, there is a potential that this sump guard won't fit, and I might actually have to resort back to the original headers, but we'll take that as it comes. Alright, so let's get into the install. Now this install is relevant for the 03 to 05 Foresters, like the one I own. Now this install should be pretty easy, so in terms of tools, what you are going to need is a 13mm socket, a ratchet wrench, and that's it. Also you need the hardware provided, and the sump guard. Now the hardware bolts directly into the existing factory holes in the chassis of the vehicle, in the points I am showing here. First, what I'm going to do is slide the washers over the bolts to have my hardware ready for use. From here, I get under the car, lift the sump guard into position, and loosely fit the bolts to hold the guard in place. Once the bolts are all loosely fitted, I can make minor adjustments to the position of the sump guard and then tighten the bolts completely. Now at the first inspection, you can see here the UEL headers are touching the guard, which is not good. I could put spaces between the bolts and give extra clearance. However, as I want the most ground clearance possible from this vehicle, I am going to revert back to the standard headers. Then I found out I had some other fitment issues. Alright, so it seems that I might have to do a little bit of trimming. It seems that these parts here are actually in the way. So this one here, just back here as well. That one, might just mark them up and then just trim a little bit off it. Just see if I can get that to sit a little bit more flush. So what had happened was the corners of the guard were poking out too much and not allowing the guard to fit flush. Now I contacted Super Extreme and they assured me it was just an issue with the molding process, and normally the guards bolt directly onto the vehicle without any modification. So these next steps are just something I had to do to make it fit, but it's not something you should expect from your Super Extreme product. So what I did here is I marked out some lines and then cut the corners flush with the angle grinder. Once the corners were smoothed off, I then reinstalled the sump guard. And here is the final product. Okay, so the Super Extreme sump guard is now fitted to the Forester. It's an awesome bit of equipment that's going to really save the sump when it comes to taking this off-road, because it's going to save it from any rocks or anything going underneath the vehicle that might potentially hit it. So it's a really simple install. Obviously I had the problem that the corners of the sump didn't quite fit, so I had to grind them down. Super Extreme did assure me that it does occasionally happen out of their molds, but generally this is not a problem. Also on that, Super Extreme were extremely prompt to answer any of my questions, so I can highly recommend them. Now if you want to get hold of your own sump guard for your Subaru Forester, then I'll chuck a link in the description below for Super Extreme. And keep an eye out on my channel. I'm going to be putting up a video of this bar install. So yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys next time.